Look, I'm going to tell you something that should wake you up this morning. 7 out of 10 people in this country, your neighbors, your coworkers, maybe even you can't handle a $1,000 emergency without going into debt. A blown tire, a broken water heater, a trip to the emergency room, $1,000, and the majority of Americans are completely stuck. Now, before you think this is just another lecture about being bad with money, stay with me, because what I'm about to share with you isn't about shame. It's about understanding the system that got us here, and more importantly, the simple shifts that can get you out. Real talk, this isn't happening because Americans are dumb or lazy. It's happening because we've been taught the wrong game. And today, I'm going to show you the right one. Let me start with a story. I know a guy, let's call him Mark, 42 years old, works in IT, makes 65 grand a year. Not rich, but not broke either, or so you'd think. Mark drives a nice truck. He's got a mortgage, a decent credit score, and he takes his family out to dinner every weekend. From the outside, everything looks fine. Then his daughter needed braces, $7,000. And Mark realized something terrifying. He didn't have it. He had to put it on a credit card and figure it out later. And that's when it hit him. He wasn't okay. He was just getting by. One surprise expense away from disaster. Mark isn't alone. He's the average American. Here's the deal. We live in the richest country in the world, but most of us are living paycheck to paycheck. And it's not because we don't work hard. It's because we've been conditioned to spend like we're rich and save like we're broke. Let me explain what I mean. From the time we're young, we're taught that success looks like stuff. A new car, a big house, the latest phone, nice clothes, vacations we post on Instagram. We're surrounded by images of people living these perfect lives, and we think that's the standard. So we stretch, we finance, we lease, we swipe the card and worry about it later. But here's what nobody tells you. Those people you're comparing yourself to, most of them are broke too. They're just better at looking rich. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest people on the planet, still lives in the house he bought in 1958 for $31,000. He doesn't drive a Bentley. He doesn't wear custom suits. He lives below his means, and that's exactly why he's worth billions. Most of us do the opposite. We live above our means and wonder why we're stressed about money every single month. So let's break this down. Why can't 70% of Americans afford a $1,000 emergency? It comes down to 3 things: income, expenses, and behavior. Let's start with income. Wages in this country have been stagnant for decades. The cost of everything, housing, healthcare, education, food has gone up, but paychecks haven't kept pace. So people are working harder than ever and feeling like they're falling behind, and they are. But here's where it gets tricky. Even people who make good money are struggling. I'm talking about households pulling in 80, 90, even 100,000 a year. They still don't have $1,000 saved. Why? Because income isn't the problem. Lifestyle is. Let me say that again. Income isn't the problem. Lifestyle is. You can make $250,000 a year and still be broke if you're spending $260,000. And trust me, people do it. Bigger house, nicer cars, private schools, country club memberships. It all adds up. And before you know it, you're trapped in what I call the golden cage. You look successful, but you're stressed, overworked, and one bad month away from panic. Now let's talk about expenses. The average American is drowning in fixed costs: rent or mortgage, car payments, insurance, student loans, childcare, subscriptions we forgot we signed up for. All of it auto-deducted every single month. And what's left? Not much. But here's the truth nobody wants to hear. A lot of those expenses, optional. We just convinced ourselves they're not. You don't need a $700 car payment. You need reliable transportation. You don't need a 4-bedroom house in the best school district if it's going to bury you in debt. You need a roof over your head that doesn't steal your peace. I'm not saying live like a monk. I'm saying be honest about what's a need and what's a want dressed up as a need. Because here's what happens. People finance their lifestyle, then they wonder why they can't save. They wonder why every month feels tight. They wonder why they're exhausted and anxious all the time. It's because they're working for their stuff instead of their stuff working for them. Now let's get to the third piece. Behavior. This is the big one. Because even if your income is decent and your expenses are reasonable, your behavior around money will make or break you. Most people treat saving like an afterthought. They spend first, and if there's anything left over, they save it. But here's the problem. There's never anything left over. There's always another bill, another dinner, another thing the kids need. Saving by leftover doesn't work. You have to flip it. Pay yourself first. Decide that 10%, 5%, even 2% of every paycheck goes straight into savings before you touch anything else. Automate it. Make it invisible, because if you don't see it, you won't spend it. Warren Buffett has a rule. Don't save what's left after spending. Spend what's left after saving. That's it. That's the whole game. But most people don't do that. They live reactively. They deal with problems as they come up instead of planning for them. And then when the car breaks down or the furnace dies, they're shocked. But emergencies aren't surprises. They're inevitabilities. You know something is going to break. You know something is going to go wrong. The only question is when. So if you know it's coming, why wouldn't you prepare for it? Here's what I want you to do. Right now, today, I want you to open a separate savings account. Call it your emergency fund. And I want you to put something in it. 20 bucks, 50 bucks. Doesn't matter. Just start. Then set up an automatic transfer. Every payday, move a small amount into that account. $10, $25, whatever you can do without feeling it. And don't touch it. Not for a vacation, not for Christmas, not for a sale, only for emergencies. Your goal is simple, $1,000. That's it. Just get to 1,000. Because once you have that, something shifts. You stop living in fear. You stop panicking every time something goes wrong. You have a cushion. And that cushion gives you options. Options give you control, and control gives you peace. Let me tell you what happens when you don't have that cushion. You put the emergency on a credit card. Now you're paying 18% interest on a problem that already stressed you out. That $1,000 furnace repair, it just became $1,400 by the time you pay it off. And if another emergency hits before you paid off the first one, you're sinking deeper. This is how people get trapped. Not because they're irresponsible, but because they never built the buffer. They never gave themselves room to breathe. And here's the thing. Once you get to 1,000, you don't stop. You keep going. 3 months of expenses. Then 6, you build your fortress one brick at a time. It's not sexy. It's not fast. But it works. Now, I want to talk about something uncomfortable. Lifestyle creep. Every time you get a raise, what do? You upgrade. New apartment, nicer car, better restaurants. You think you deserve it because you're making more, and you do deserve it, but not at the expense of your future. Here's what smart people do. When they get a raise, they live like they didn't. They take that extra $500 a month and they save it, invest it, pay down debt. They don't let their lifestyle expand with their income. And 5 years later, they're in a completely different position than everyone else who upgraded their life every time they got a bump. This is how wealth is built. Slowly, quietly, consistently. Warren Buffett didn't get rich by spending every dollar he made. He got rich by keeping more than he spent and letting time do the work. And that's what I want for you. Not just to survive, but to build something, to create margin, to live without that constant knot in your stomach every time you check your bank account. So let me give you the steps. Simple, practical, no fluff. Step 1, track your spending for 30 days. Write down every single dollar. You'll be shocked where it goes. Step 2, cut one thing, just one, a subscription, eating out twice instead of 5 times, something small. Redirect that money to your emergency fund. Step 3, automate your savings. Set it and forget it. Make it so you never have to think about it. Step 4, resist lifestyle creep. Next raise you get, pretend it didn't happen. Save it. Step 5, build to 1,000, then 3 months of expenses, then 6, one step at a time. That's it. That's the plan. It's not complicated. It's not glamorous, but it works. And here's what nobody tells you. The peace you'll feel when you have that cushion, it's worth more than any car, any vacation, anything you could buy, because you'll sleep better. You'll stress less. You'll stop living in survival mode and start living with intention. 70% of Americans can't afford a $1,000 emergency, but you don't have to be part of that statistic. You can be the person who's prepared, the person who doesn't panic, the person who built the buffer and protected their peace. It starts today, not tomorrow, not next month, today. Open that account, move that first $20. Make the decision that you're done living paycheck to paycheck. Because here's the real truth. You don't need to be rich to be financially secure. You just need to be intentional. You need to be patient. And you need to be willing to do what most people won't so you can live like most people can't. If this message hits you, do me a favor, hit that like button right now. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment and tell me what your first step is going to be. And if you're serious about changing your financial life, subscribe, because I'm going to keep showing up with the truth you need to hear. This isn't about judgment, it's about empowerment. You got this, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. Now go build that cushion. Your future self is counting on you.